that was common, not only hugging everybody, but also commonly saying, love you. And it got me thinking how often we don't do that now. I recently was in an optometrist's office. No, dentist. No, it wasn't. Yeah, it was an optometrist. It was my eye specialist office. And there was a group of us all sitting there, and we had to wear masks. Now, the last time I was there, we didn't have to wear masks. And I had couple of really delightful conversations with people. And then all of a sudden, I get a notice that I have to wear a mask. And I said to one of the girls, how come we have to wear a mask? We didn't last time. Oh, yes, no, we've worn them. And I went, well, that's weird. I remember actually talking to my specialist how nice it was that we didn't have to wear a mask because I can breathe better, number one. But number two, I really noticed the difference in being able to speak and talk and share ideas and things. So anyway, I wasn't able to see the specialist time I'm going back to see him again next week. They had to split up my appointment. And I really noticed everyone just sitting there being very, very quiet. So there was no conversation, no one interacting really, because, most of us are trying to breathe with these masks on. But it really has me thinking about how much we in the last couple of years have been affected by perhaps not communicating and getting in the habit of not communicating. I know I spend a lot of time, with myself and a few others, but basically with my own thoughts and my own awarenesses. And I do these YouTubes to help share some of the ideas and concepts I've learned over the last many years. And it just made me realize that we don't say, I love you. Especially in my crowd, when you meet us, hi, how are you? What's it going? We don't say, I love you. We don't even say thank you a lot. I try and remember to say, I say it's like trying to remember, to say thank you a lot more than I have been, because when you get isolated in your community, you forget some of the little main things that keep things running and have people feel good about who they are. I have written on and I have spoken on the power of the thank you, because when I'm big on praying. When you give a prayer, there's part for gratitude and there's a part of saying thank you for that. But it's also thanking people for the various things they do. So it's like we forget so much now because of emails and other things. We often I found I was typing for a while, answering some things. I went, I'm not thanking them for emailing me. And now when people make comments on the shows, I really try to say thank you for making a comment, or thank you for getting back to me, or whatever, because I believe it is important. It's acknowledgement. So we could say thank you or I love you is an acknowledgement of who you are as a personality, as a being, as a person on this planet moving through space and time. We're not really isolating people. Some of us more are loners. Some of us are more group orientated, which is how I spent most of my life, was around groups or people, kids, etc. But our society is being pushed a lot into that. Now, I've noticed a little difference in the last 3 or 4 months. More people out, more people at the movies when I go to a movie, more people generating and still going to coffee shops or restaurants. Right now, there's some other variations of costs and things coming up with that. But it's like people were beginning to get back to what one might consider normality. So is it normal that we say thank you? Is it normal for us to say I love you? I think it's normal. I think it is a part of who we are and what we're saying and what we're doing. And I think that when we come to a Sunday, which in the Western world is our traditional spiritual day, although some religions have it on Saturday, I don't think it matters what day you have. I think that every day is to be the best that you can be, or to create an essence of connectedness. connectedness to the spirit, connectedness to that a belief that you believe or you hold true. I think every day. But it's nice to know there's one day when you can think a little bit more about what is going on in your life. And so today, my question is, how many times a day or even in a week do you say, I love you to someone? I'm sure if you're living in a house with someone that you care about, that you say, I love you. But I also know from experience that that habit sometimes becomes forgotten almost because we got so caught up in all the bits and pieces that you have to do. I want you to just think about that. So there's two things to look at for. How often do I say thank you? And how often do I say I love you? And number one, paramount, to tidy this up, look in the mirror, direct in your own eyes, and say, I love you. Because self-loving is so important. To love and honor you is often what I have to do transformations with, because people have lost that. Our eyes project out. In fact, they don't project in, but the mirror is great for work for that. Look squarely in there. I love you. And see how that has you feel inside, because often it'll bring up stuff, but that means good. Then you can let the stuff go and you can be in that place of loving yourself. So you have a great Sunday, and thank you for your comments. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for just generally everything. I appreciate it. You have a great Sunday. Bye now.